know that you've got 4 miles of tubing in your stomach?
Beg your pardon?
I said, did you know that you've got 4 miles of tubing in your stomach?
No, I didn't know that, no.
It's a good thing I'm here then, isn't it? You've got 4 miles of tubing in your stomach, all coiled up very tightly. It has to be coiled up very tightly, otherwise the people in charge would never be able to cram it all in. Of course, it's not any old tubing they use. It's a specialised form of tubing they use. It's called intestines. And it folds up ever so small. And that's how they manage to cram it all in. Aren't you interested in your intestines?
Not particularly.
Well, you should be. You should be. Because without your intestines, you'd be unable to digest. Then you'd look a bit of a fool, wouldn't you? Would you like to see a diagram of your intestines? Got a diagram of your intestines here. Well, it's not actually your intestines, unless it was you what modelled for it. It couldn't have been you what modelled for it, because you have to be dead before you can model for intestines.
Do you?
Yeah, so it's not a very good job to have. Intestinal modelling is not a very good job to have. Not much call for intestinal modelling. See how far it has to go, the food? See how far it has to go? 4 miles at 1 mile an hour. This means none of the food that reaches your stomach is ever really fresh. It's all at least 4 hours old.
Fancy that.
No, I don't fancy that. Thank you very much indeed. I do not fancy that at all. I do not fancy that in the least tiny bit. I'll tell you another interesting fact, though. It's about the whale. Did you know that the whale is not really a fish? It's an insect. And it lives on bananas.
The whale is an insect? I never heard such rubbish.
I know. It's a joke. I will tell you an interesting fact. It's about the grasshopper. The interesting fact about the grasshopper is its disproportionate leaping ability due to its powerful hind legs. Hop, hop, hop it goes, all over arable land. That is land what is actually tilled by Arabs. And I'll tell you the interesting fact about the Arab. The interesting fact about the Arab is he can go for a whole year. He can go for a whole year on 1 grain of rice. That's amazing, isn't it? All he needs is 1 grain of rice a year.
A whole year on 1 grain of rice?
No. That's the mosquito. Now, I'll get those muddled up because they're next door to each other in the dictionary.
What are?
Mosquito and mosques. But the interesting fact about the giraffe is this. If the giraffe could leap pound for pound as high as the grasshopper, they'd avoid a lot of trouble.
Shall I tell you something? You're one of the most boring, tedious, uninteresting, monotonous, flatulent, flat-headed, cloth-eared, swivel-eyed, fornicating little gits I ever laid eyes.
Is that a fact? Oh, very interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of famous people from all over the world were asked to contribute their services to the show. And of course, not all of them could make it. And I've been asked to read out the telegrams and letters. And those who couldn't come. Kate Bush couldn't make it. She sent a letter. Phew. Wow. I'm not even a proper singer, really. So what can I say? Phew. I mean, I don't know. But I think you're right, you know? Does that help? I only know the answers to questions like, how do you get your lips looking like that? I eat jam with a wooden spoon, personally. Perhaps you can raise some money selling my new lyric about Lady Macbeth. Phew. Please find it enclosed, you know? Love, Kate. And her lyric about Lady Macbeth is indeed enclosed. And it goes like this. Out, damn Spot. You were supposed to be a faithful dog, but you're not.
Mozart.
Couldn't make it. He sent us a letter. Best wishes for your brave attempt to help the victims of oppression. For your brave attempt to help the victims of oppression, best wishes. Your brave attempt, best wishes. Best wishes, brave attempt. The victims of oppression. To help, to help, to help. Your brave attempt, best wishes for. Best wishes for your brave attempt to help the victims of oppression. There's a note from the Shah of Persia, retired. What your organization needs is a charismatic figurehead. Someone who can command unquestioning obedience. I won't make the same mistake as I did last time. It's no use employing psychopathically cruel secret police who leave a lot of burned and mangled bodies lying around. One needs to employ psychopathically cruel secret police who leave no evidence at all. And it's signed Muhammad Rajes Pahlavi, Shahanshah, Light of the Aryans, all reasonable offers considered.
Charles,
Yes, Penelope.
there's something I've got to tell you.
Yes, dear.
I've tried to put it off, hoping against hope that I was wrong. But I've been to the doctor and had all the tests and everything, and there can be no possible doubt about it any longer. I'm going to have a baby.
For goodness sake, Penelope, how many times do I have to tell you? It's not a baby, it's a balloon.
Charles, it is a baby.
It's a balloon, Penelope.
It's a baby, darling.
It's a balloon, Penelope.
It's a baby.
It's a balloon.
Prick.
Since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. I've never seen anything like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He ain't got no distractions, can't hear no buzzing bells. Don't see lights of flashing, he plays by sense of smell. Always gets a replay, never tilts at all. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, has to be a twist. A pinball wizard's got such a supple wrist. so good. Even on my favorite table, he can beat my best. His disciples lead him in, he just does the rest. Got crazy flipper fingers, I've never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, there has to be a twist. Pinball wizard's got such a supple wrist, yeah, yeah, yeah. Even on my favorite table, he can beat my best. His disciples lead him in, and he just does the rest. Got crazy flipper fingers, never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid, yeah, yeah. He sure plays a mean pinball.
Ainsley. Babcock. Bland. Cart horse. Dint. Ellsworth Beast Major. Ellsworth Beast Minor. I have a detention book. Hemoglobin. Kosygin. Loud Hailer. Mattock. Nancy Boy Potter. Nibble. Orifice. Plectrum. Poins. Sediment. Soda. Ta. Under manager. Zob. Absent. All right, your essays. Discuss the contention that Cleopatra had the body of a roll-top desk and the mind of a duck. Oxford and Cambridge Board O-Level paper 1976. Don't fidget, Bland. The answer, yes. Jones M, orifice, sediment, and under manager. See me afterwards. Most of you, of course, didn't write nearly enough. Dint, your answer was unreadable. Put it away, plectrum. If I see it once more this period, plectrum, I shall have to tweak you. Do you have a solicitor, plectrum? You're lying, plectrum, so I shall tweak you anyway. See me afterwards to be tweaked. Yes, isn't life tragic? Don't sulk, boy, for God's sake. Has matron seen those boils? Horrid little twat. Bland German Nancy Boy Potter under manager cribbing. Under manager answer upside down. You do it deliberately under manager. You're a moron under manager, what are you? A carbuncle on the backside of humanity. Don't snigger, Babcock. It's not that funny. Antony and Cleopatra is not a funny play. If Shakespeare had meant it to be funny, he would have put a joke in it. There is no joke in Antony and Cleopatra. Does anyone know a Shakespearean joke? Nibble? Nibble! Leave orifice alone. What a lot. Right, for the rest of this period, you will write about Enobarbus. Under manager, just try and write Enobarbus. Either way up, boy, I'm not bothered. Usual conditions, no conferring, no eating, no cheating, no looking out of windows, no slang, no slide rules. Use ink only, via a nib, if possible. You may use dividers, but not on each other. Kosygin, you're in charge.
Well, I was just sitting in the public library in Thurman Street just now, skimming through Rogue Herries by Hugh Walpole, when I suddenly came over all peckish.
Peckish, sir?
Esurient.
Hey!
I'm all hungry like.
Ah, hungry, sir, yes.
In a nutshell, so I thought to myself, a little fermented curd would do the trick, so I curtailed my Walpoling activities, sallied forth and entered your place of purveyance to negotiate the vending of some cheesy comestibles.
Come again?
I want to buy some cheese.
Oh, sorry. I thought you would come to complain about the bouzouki player, sir.
Oh, heaven forbid. No, I'm one who delights in all manifestations of the terpsichorean muse. Oh. Now then, my good man, some cheese, if you please.
Oh, yes, sir, What would you like?
How about a little red Leicester?
I'm afraid we're fresh out of Red Leicester, sir.
Never mind, how are you on Tilsit?
Oh, never have it at the end of the week, sir. Always get it fresh on Monday.
Tish, no matter. Well then, stout yeoman, 4 ounces of Caffili, if you please.
Ah, been expecting it for 2 weeks, sir. It's been on order. Expecting it today, sir.
Oh, it's not my lucky day, is it? Bel Paese?
No, sir, sorry.
Red Windsor?
Normally, sir, yes. Today the van broke down.
Stilton?
No.
Gruyere? Emmental?
No.
A little Norwegian Jarlsberger, perhaps?
No.
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 Lipton?
No.
Lancashire?
No.
White Stilton?
No.
Danish Blue?
No.
Double Gloucester?
No.
Leicester?
No.
Dorset Blue Vinny?
No.
Roquefort? Hollebeck?
No.
Port Salut?
No.
Saint-Paulin? Carré de l'Est? Bresple? Bourse? Brie? Camembert?
Oh, yes, we do have some camembert, sir. Yes.
You do?
Oh, yes.
Excellent.
It's a bit runny, sir.
Oh, I like it, Ronnie.
Actually, it's very runny, sir.
No matter, fetch hither le camembert de la belle France.
I think it's much more runny than you like it, sir.
I don't care how fucking runny it is. Hand it over with all speed.
Yes, sir, certainly, sir.
Oh! What now?
The cat's eaten it.
Has it?
Cheese, sir?
Edam?
No.
Gouda?
No.
Caithness?
No.
Smoked Austrian cheese?
No.
Japanese sage dog?
No.
You do have some cheese.
Oh, yes, sir. Cheese shop, sir. We got,
No. Don't tell me. I'm keen to guess. Wensleydale.
Yes, sir?
Good. Well, I'll have some of that then, please.
Oh, sorry, sir. I thought you were talking to me, sir. That's my name, sir. Arthur Wensleydale.
Greek feta cheese?
Not as such.
Gorgonzola?
No.
Parmesan?
No.
Mozzarella?
No.
Pickle creme?
No.
Danish Finbo cheese?
No.
Czechoslovakian goat's milk? Venezuelan beaver cheese, perhaps?
Not today, sir, no.
How about cheddar?
Oh, don't got much call for it around here, sir.
Not much call for it. It's the single most popular cheese in the world.
Oh, not around these parts, sir.
And what, pray, is the most popular cheese round these parts?
Ilchester, sir.
Is it?
Oh, yes, sir. Quite staggeringly popular in the Manor Squire.
Is it?
Yes, sir. #1 bestseller.
Ilchester, eh?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm game. Have you got any? He asked, expecting the answer no. No. Not much of a cheese shop, is it? Really?
Finest in the district, sir.
Explain, pray, the logic underlying that conclusion.
Well, it's so clean.
Well, it's certainly uncontaminated by cheese.
You haven't asked me about Limburger, sir.
Is it worth it?
Could be.
Very well. Do you? Will you stop that bloody nonsense?
Told you so.
Have you got any Limburger?
No.
No, that figures. Should have seen that one coming, shouldn't I? Tell me, do you have any cheese here? Yes, sir. You do? None?
No, not a scrap.
Now, I'm going to ask you again. And if you tell me that you don't have any cheese here at all, I'm going to kill you. Do you have any cheese in this shop?
No.
What a senseless waste of human life. Thank you.
officers, and the below decks part of the proceedings has begun. The typically wild fashion of Sylvester McCoy, human bomb, literally launches himself out there into the punters. What's first on the agenda tonight, McCoy? The Indian shirt trick. Good. Here we are, Sylvester McCoy.
Now, what's your name?
Phil.
Phil, yes. Can I call you Phil? You call me Mr. McCoy, right? Now, would you unbutton your cuffs, please?
Asking the gentleman to unbutton his cuffs.
Right. Unbutton the top button.
Yes, asking the gentleman to unbutton his top button.
Music maestro, please.
I saw that 8 years ago. It's the same man.
You think it's a trick, do you? Do you accept the challenge, McCoy? Yes! Okay. Down for the second time goes McCoy! The success of the first time, but here we are.
So that's the
Indian shirt trick. Here you are, small person here. Just handed me a 4-inch nail. Like the sensation seeker down there to examine that nail. Sure that nail's genuine.
4 inches.
Right. 4-inch nail. Dettle. I need it. Now dipping the nail in the dental. Wiping it off. Wiping off the excess.
Excess.
On a bit of
That's what this act's about.
toilet. Now handing the 4-inch nail to McCoy. Hammer. All right, sensation seekers. Sylvester McCoy is now going to attempt to hammer a 4-inch nail into his head. A complete quiet, please. Right, the nail is now entering that puddingy bit. You listen carefully, you'll hear a slight crack as it enters the bone. The Sylvester McCoy is assisting Alan a 4-inch nail into his face. Show those ones there in the box there. Don't just look, don't touch. They're calling for the pliers. Now withdrawing the nail. Yeah, a moment of humour there, sensation seekers of McCoy has grabbed hold of the nasal hair. Chain. Pair of Metropolitan Police handcuffs. Sylvester McCoy. chain him up there. Chain him up there, David. See ya? Chaining him up here in the Metropolitan Police handcuffs. David Rappaport.
As a brother.
Not the smallest man in the world, but fucking close. Marcel here has bolted a fork to the front of the train. McCoy here bound in a 20-foot length of steel chain, an Amos padlock. We're going to allow McCoy 3 revolutions of the train, then the signals will go, Marcel will throw the points, and that train plus fork will go hurtling into the heart of McCoy. There you are, test run. Let's take it back there, Marcel. All right, on the whistle. Okay, sensation seekers. 3 revolutions on the whistle. First revolution 1. There we go, revolution number 3, the signal's gone, the points are blown, and down it comes with the voice of the your man goes.
welcome to another edition of The Name's the Game, in which selected members of tonight's audience come up here, are blindfolded by Susan, and are then attacked by tonight's mystery celebrity, as usual. As usual, they have just 30 seconds to guess the identity of their famous assailant. If they're successful, they win 2 weeks in a nursing home of their own choice. However, if the mystery assailant escapes identification, he or she wins £200 in a brown envelope and not a word to the tax people. Now let's get straight on with the fun. And could we have the first contestant, please? Good evening. Good evening, madam, and your name is?
Mrs. Yeti Goose Creature.
Good evening, Mrs. Yeti Goose Creature.
Good evening, Brian.
Well, you have a rather unusual name, Mrs. Yeti Goose Creature.
Yes, I have a know. It's Simon.
Simon? Well, and who are you hoping to be attacked by tonight, Simon?
Well, I had hoped for Alistair Cook.
Oh, well, I wonder if you're going to be lucky. Now's the moment for the blindfold, please. Thank you, our special non-slip adhesive blindfold. Can you see anything now, Mrs. Yeti Goose Creature?
No.
Good, right, now. Now's the moment we can meet tonight's mystery celebrity. Mystery celebrity, and welcome. Mrs. Yeti Goose Creature, your assailant tonight is 5 foot 6 inches tall.
Yes, I understand, Brian, yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Not David Attenborough.
Oh, it feels a bit like Dennis Healy.
Not Dennis Healy.
Tony Benn.
Not Tony Benn.
I know. Norman Scott.
Not Norman Scott. Not Norman Scott.
In that case, it must be Robin Day.
Not Robin Day, but John Warmer. John Warmer with Robin Day.
It's a well-known television celebrity.
Well-known television celebrity.
Sandy Gore.
Not Sandy Gore, but very hot, very close. I'll give you a hint.
Yes.
He's female.
Richard Baker.
No, Richard Baker.
And Richard Baker's wife.
Not Richard Baker's wife.
The Ripper, Angela Ripper.
No, nearly, very near.
Chrysler, Austin Morris, Hannah Morris, Hannah Ford.
Hannah Ford in just 55 seconds. Would you like to come back next week?
Oh, yes, please, Brian.
Politician, nearly.
A well-known trade unionist.
Yes, a well-known trade unionist.
Sidney Wheel.
Not Sidney Wheel.
It feels like it could be Moss Evans.
Not Moss Evans. No.
Is he a moderate?
Are you a moderate? No.
Clive Jenkins.
Yes. Clive Jenkins. 19 seconds. Well done, Mrs. Yeti Goose Creature. Would you like to come back again next week?
Oh, yes, please, Brian.
Not David Attenborough.
Like Dennis Healy.
Not Dennis Healy.
Tony Benn.
Not Tony Benn.
It must be David Coleman.
Not David Coleman, no.
Peter West.
Peter West. Not Brian Johnson, but a Warmer. A cricketer.
Captain of the English cricket team.
It's the captain of the English cricket team. What's his name?
Kerry Packer.
Not Kerry Packer. Come on.
Jeff Boycott.
Not Jeff Boycott.
And the other one, Mike Browning.
Our thanks to Mike Bailey for being our mystery assailant tonight. See you all again next week. Bye!
British police are the best in the world. I don't believe one of these stories I've heard about them raiding gay bars for no reason at all, lining the customers up by the wall, picking out people, knocking them down, resisting arrest as they're kicked on the ground, searching their houses and calling them queer. I don't believe that sort of thing happens here. You don't have to be gay to sing on this chorus, but it helps. Sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Being a lesbian's wonderful fun. You ain't fit to mother a daughter or son. There's no nudes in Gay News, our last magazine, but they still find excuses to call it obscene. Read how disgusting we are in the press, the Evening News and the Sunday Express. Molesters of children, corrupters of youth. It's there in the paper, it must be the truth. So try and sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Have you heard the story about Peter Wells, who one day got arrested and dragged to the cells for being in love with a guy of 18? The vicar found out they'd been having a scene. The magistrate sent him for trial by the Crown. He even appealed, but they still sent him down. He was only mistreated a couple of years, 'cause even in prison they look after the queers. Better believe it. Sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. And sit back and watch as they close down our clubs, arrest us for meeting and raid all our pubs. Make sure your boyfriend's at least 21. And if you're a lesbian, don't be a mum. Lie to your workmates, lie to your folks. Put down the queens and tell anti-queer jokes. Gay libs ridiculous, join their laughter. The buggers are legal now. What more are they after? Sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. One more time. Sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy that way. Hey, sing if you're glad to be gay. Sing if you're happy this way.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is my duty to advise you how you should vote when you retire from this court. In the last few weeks, we've all heard some pretty extraordinary allegations being made about one of the prettiest about one of the most distinguished politicians ever to rise to high office in this country, or not, as you may think. We have heard, for example, from Mr. Bex-Bissell, a man who, by his own admission, is a liar, a humbug, a hypocrite, a vagabond, a loathsome spotted reptile. And a self-confessed chicken strangler. You may choose, if you wish, to believe the transparent tissue of odious lies which streamed on and on from his disgusting, greedy, slavering lips. That is entirely a matter for you. We have been forced to listen to the testimony of Mr. Norma St. John Scott. A scoundrel, a parasite, pervert, a worm, a self-confessed player of the pink oboe, a man or woman who, by his or her own admission, chews pillows for kicks. You may believe him to be a vile, discredited, and embittered man, a more unreliable witness upon whose testimony to convict a man you may rightly think should have become Prime Minister of this country or President of the world. You may, on the other hand, choose to believe Mrs. Scott, in which case I can only say that you need psychiatric help of the type provided by Dr. Gleadle and the Gleadle tones. Over the evidence of the so-called hitman, Mr. Olivia Newton-John, I prefer to draw a discreet veil. He is, as we know, a man with a criminal past, but no criminal future. He's a piece of ordure, a piece of excrement, unable to carry out a simple murder plot without cocking the whole thing up. Now we turn to the evidence about the money. Now we've heard from Mr. Jack Hayward and Mr. Nadia Rickshaw, neither of whom, as far as I can gather, are complete and utter crooks. Though the latter is foreign, and is the thought, you might well think, would boil up poisonous biryanis in the middle of the night and keep you awake with his pagan limbo dancing. It is conceded by the defense that the money arrived. What happened to that, we shall never know. That is his affair, and it is not for us to pry. It will be a sad day for this country when a leading politician cannot spend his election expenses in any way he sees fit. One further point. You will have noticed that 3 of the defendants have chosen very wisely to exercise their inalienable right not to go into the witness box to answer a lot of impertinent questions. I will merely say that you are not to infer anything from this other than that they consider the evidence against them so flimsy that it was scarcely worth rising from their seats and wasting breath denying these ludicrous charges. Finally, I'd like to pay a personal tribute to Mr. Thrope's husband, Miriam, who has stood by him throughout this long and unnecessary ordeal. I know you'll join with me in wishing them well for a long and happy future. You are now to retire, as indeed should I. You are now to retire, carefully to consider your verdict of not guilty.
Very possible, that, very possible. Aye, we can't beat a good glass of Chateau de Chasselet, eh, Josiah?
Hey, right there, Obadiah.
Who'd have thought 40 years ago we'd be sitting here drinking Chateau de Chasselet?
Aye. In them days we was glad to have the price of a cup of tea.
Aye, a cup of cold tea.
Without milk, or sugar.
Or tea. In a cracked cup and all.
We never had a cup. We used to drink out of a rolled-up newspaper.
Best we could manage was to suck on a piece of damp cloth.
But, you know, we were happy in those days, though we were poor. Because we were poor. My old dad used to say to me, money doesn't buy you happiness, son.
He was right. I was happier then. And we had nothing. We used to live in a tiny old tumble-down house with great holes in the roof.
A house? You were lucky to have a house. We used to live in one room, 26 of us, no furniture, and half the floor was missing. We were all huddled in one corner for fear of falling.
You were lucky to have a room. We used to have to live in corridor. Oh, we used to dream of living in a corridor. It would have been a palace for us. We used to live in an old water tank at a rubbish tip. Got woke up every morning by having a load of rotting fish dumped all over us. House?
What would I say house? It was a hole in the ground, covered by a couple of foot of torn canvas, but it were a house to us.
We were evicted from our hole in the ground. We had to go and live in the lake.
You were lucky to have a lake. There were 150 of us living in a shoebox in the middle of motorway. Cardboard box? Aye. You were lucky. We lived for 3 months in a rolled-up newspaper in a septic tank. We used to have to get up at 6 in the morning, clean the newspaper, eat a crust of stale bread, go to work down the mill, 14 hours a day, week in, week out, for 6 a month, and when we got home, our dad would thrash us to sleep with his belt.
Luxury. We used to have to get out the lake at 3 a.m., clean the lake, eat a handful of hot gravel, work 20 hours a day at mill for twopence a month, come home, and Dad would beat us about the head and neck with a broken bottle,
careful, we're looking.
Well, of course, we had it tough. We used to have to get up out of shoebox in middle of night and lick the road clean with our tongues. We had half a handful of freezing cold gravel, worked 24 hours a day at mill for 4 months every 6 years, and when we got home, our dad would slice us in two with bread knife.
Right. I used to get up in the morning at 10:30 at night, half an hour before I went to bed. Eat a lump of freezing cold poison, work 28 hours a day at mill, and pay mill owner to let us work there. And when I got home, our dad used to murder us in cold blood each night and dance about on our graves singing Hallelujah.
Now you try and tell the young people of today that, and they won't believe you.
No.
Fighting in the streets with our children at our feet, and the morals that they worship will be gone. And the men who spurred us on sit in judgment of our wrong. They decide, and the shotgun sings the song. I take a bow for the new Constitution, singing green at the new revolution, smiling green at the change all around. Pick up my guitar and play, just like yesterday. Then I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. The change it had to come. We knew it all along. We were liberated from the fall, that's all. The world looks just the same. History can't be blamed, 'cause the banners were all flown in the last war. I tip my hat to the new Constitution, take a bow for the new revolution, smiling green at the change all around. Pick up my guitar and play, just like yesterday. Then I'll get on my knees and I'll pray. We don't get fooled again. Myself and my family aside. If we happen to be left half alive, I'll get all my papers and I'll smile at the sky, for I know that the hypnotized never lie. Do you? There's nothing in the streets looks any different to me, and the slogans are replaced by the by, and the parting on the left is now a parting on the right, and the beards have all grown longer overnight. I tip my hat to the new Constitution, take a bow for the new revolution, smiling grin at the change all around. Pick up up my guitar and play just like yesterday. Then I'll get on my knees and I pray. We don't get fooled again.
How will it be, this end of which I once heard you speak, Brother Enning? How will it be? How will it be? How will it be? How will it be?
It will be as 'twere a mighty rending in the sky, and the mountains shall sink and the valleys shall rise, and great shall be the tumult thereof, I should think.
Will the veil of the temple be rent in twain?
Well, the veil of the temple's always rather dodgy, but should be rent in twain about 2 minutes before we see the sign of the flying manifest dancing on the firmament.
And will there be a mighty wind?
Certainly there will be a mighty wind, if the word of God is anything to go by.
Will this wind be so mighty as to lay low the mountains of the earth?
Can't hear a blind word you're saying. You're speaking too softly for the human ear, which is what I'm equipped with. You'll have to speak a little more loudly, please.
About this wind.
It's no better, is it? I ask you to speak more loudly, and you speak more softly. A strange reaction from a follower. Or perhaps I'm very old-fashioned. Perhaps I'm very old-fashioned, expecting you to speak louder.
Yes, you are.
Come along, we haven't got all day till the end of the walk. Get on with it.
Will this wind?
We've heard that bit. We've all heard will this wind, haven't we? You've heard this, will this wind, quite enough, thank you very much. What will this wind is what we want to know. Not will this wind, we don't want to hear will this wind again, that would be a very tedious experience. What will this wind?
Will this wind?
Will this wind, yes.
Be so mighty.
Be so mighty.
As to lay low.
As to lay low.
The mountains.
The mountains.
Of the earth.
Of the Will this wind be so mighty as to lay low the mountains of the earth? No. It will not be quite as mighty as that. This is why we have come up on the mountain, to be safe, you stupid git. Up here on the mountain we shall be safe. Safe as houses.
What will happen to the houses?
Well, naturally, they'll all be swept away and consumed by the fire of what is dancing on the Jeroboam, and serve them bloody well right, as far as I'm concerned.
When will it be, this thing of which we've spoken? When?
Well, in about 2 minutes' time, according to the very ancient pyramidic scrolls.
Perhaps we'd better compose ourselves.
Good idea. Prepare for the end of the world. 30 seconds.
Have you brought the picnic basket?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now is the end. Perish the world. It was GMT, wasn't it? Well, it's not quite the conflagration we've been banking on. Never mind, lads. Same time tomorrow. We must get a winner one day. I think it was his fault, this bloke here.